Morning. A lot going on here today. I don't think we'll be hitting the fields though. We're gonna have two Super Bees hauling wheat out of my yard there in Enola, and while they're doing that and hopefully getting a bin emptied up so we can start tomorrow before we get more rain. I feel sorry for anyone who's got beans out still because it's been bad. But I'm gonna work on this truck now. We're gonna try and pull that yoke off, front and back, I guess, and get some seals, try and get this truck back on the road. So we're gonna start with the bar before I put the impact on it. Hopefully I can break it free. I don't love using impacts where there's shafts on bearings because I've heard they can wreck bearings, so I'm kind of weary about it. If I can't get it with this, I will just use the impact though. But we got our 3/4 inch bar with a cheater bar on it, and we'll give it a good try. Once I got it lubed up and moving, then I put the gun on it just to quickly zing it off. It's amazing, the spline shaft, like this yoke that slides over it, the yoke where it snapped is kind of deformed, so now it doesn't want to slide off. And oh, I'm hoping that that shaft is still in good shape. It's gonna be interesting. I should have brought my slide hammer, really. That would have made a good job. We'll get it out though. There we go, we got it off. Some of the carnage. Sure tore things up well in here. Obviously we need a new seal, so I think now I'm quickly going to get some solvent on here, clean up this housing, and then get this outer section of the seal pulled off, because I think it's a two-piece seal, because I think this is a sealing ring as well. Alright, we got her all cleaned up. I inspected our splines here. The splines all look good. I've got my pile of parts that I'm going to take with me. So we're going to go get everything for this side. We still got to take apart that back side of this front diff so we can reseal that. But then I'm going to have to do some investigating. Maybe I'll stop at Volvo and speak with someone in service to find out what kind of preload and torque I'm doing on this main nut here, because I don't want to take out a bearing on this diff. But I think we'll get her figured out. Oh, we also got to get a U-joint too. Can't forget that. Well, it's a good thing I decided to do the back seal when we were at it, because I don't actually think it's the back seal that's leaking. When I started pulling off the drive shaft, that's as far as I've gotten right now, but I noticed, hey, this yoke is sliding in and out, and it's got some up and down play. Got the shaft off. The nut has either backed off or we've worn out something somewhere on the inside to let the shaft come out farther. So lots of play in there. I don't actually think it was leaking from the seal. I think it was leaking out the splines on the yoke because it wasn't tight and the yoke was moving back and forth and the oil was coming out that way. We're gonna pull the seal, pull the yoke, open it up, see what things look like in there. I'm not super hopeful, but it's a good thing we're looking at it. Because the last thing I want is to put it back together on the front and have something happen to the whole diff. Definitely not what you want to see. And there's some up and down play as well. We got a game plan, did some research, made some calls. I'm going to inspect the output shaft of that front diff, make sure everything looks good inside. Then we're going to put the yoke back on, tighten it up all the way, and then feel for play. If there is play, we will pop that shaft out, put new bearings on that one. That one sounds like it shouldn't be bad. And then as far as diffs and yokes go, I know like trucks and stuff, you've got crush washers, you tighten that pinion nut, sets the preload on the bearings, all that. On these heavy duty trucks, sounds like I can just tighten them down good and tight and it won't affect it because they're all set internally. So let's take a look inside that diff and see what we see. So I inspected in the diff there, it all looks okay. I think it looks fine. So now we're gonna throw this yoke on again, which I cleaned up because I can't stand everything on a semi, you just get so dirty. So we cleaned it up, we'll throw this on, tighten it up, and we will see if we can't get it nice and tight and get rid of that play, or we will be changing the bearings. All right, we got it nice and tight. There's still some play in there though. So, I guess we'll do the bearings. The way I understand this is I'll undo these 4 bolts here, and then I should be able to slide the whole shaft bearing assembly out and work on it on a bench. And there is our shaft that the rear yoke bolts onto, which is very cool. I've never had anything like this apart. This is neat. It's a little catch tray because diffs are splash lube, and then some of the oil lands in here and lubricates these bearings on this output. So we'll get this taken apart now. I'll figure out how it all works, and then go pick up parts. There we go. We got it pulled apart. We're gonna get 2 of these taper roller bearings, cups and cones. We're gonna get a seal for here, and probably another flat washer for where the yoke butts up against, because it was loose and I think might have been some wearing happening. And then we'll get the stuff for the other side as well. All right, let's grab our box of parts and head down the road. $1,500 later, we got the parts. It all added up quick. Let me tell you, I was, well, I guess not super surprised. I figured it'd be expensive, but that's quite a bit. I did buy a new yoke. I could have taken one off the parts truck, but I mean, it would take me a bit of time to get it off, and then, you know, maybe it's got a crack started already or whatever. Maybe it's worn out. I just didn't want to go that route. Leave those diffs alone. If we want to sell them, switch them, whatever, they're still together. So now let's start putting together our output shaft for the front diff. We'll get that buttoned up and then move on to the front of that diff. We've got things cleaned up. We're going to start reassembling. It was interesting finding the bearings for this shaft though, because this part, pretty easy, but no one had the cup in stock. But then I went to one place and they say, oh, I don't have it, but here's the number. So I called up my bearing place that I always go, no problem, they had it. I pick them up, I'm looking at them in my truck after I got them, I'm like, oh, it just feels a little bit wrong. And there's 2 different cups for this cone, and they're like a couple thou different in outside diameter and height, and they'd given me the wrong ones, or told me the wrong ones. Thankfully I double checked, we got the right ones, but that would have screwed things up, I'm sure, because then I don't think we would have gotten the right preload on our bearings and all the rest. So let's get her back together. It's coming along good. We got the bearings in, everything's in there the way it should be. It's snug, but not like crazy tight. So, you know, bearings, when they break in, they get a little bit looser. I'm hoping that's the case here. Now we need to do our seal. So I got to get this half of the seal off of this and then install both our halves. Then we can slide this back in, put some silicone along the back here so that it seals up tight. And then hopefully we're back in business and can start on the front. Here we go. We got that cleaned up. We got our silicone on there. Let's put her back together and see what happens. It's all gone together very well. So now we will get our yoke on, and then our drive shaft. Oh, beautiful. I also got new nuts for both sides because they've got the flat spot in them, and that other nut came off pretty easily and it was loose, so I'm thinking maybe it backed off and then took the bearings out or started wearing them. So start with a new nut. That'll be pretty good. I've got a love-hate relationship with trucks, honestly, because they suck to work on because you're just absolutely filthy by the end of the day. But it's all kind of set up to be idiot-proof, even for working on. Like, the preload on this bearing, it's set when you put it together with the snap ring and all the rest like that. And yeah, it's nice. They've got good parts, easy to install. I like it. Just like that, the back of the front diff is done. Let's move to the other side. And once we get it completely buttoned up, then I'll go around with the brake clean solvent, clean up the diff to make it easier to spot if we have another leak. Here's our big ticket item that really cost all the money, but I think it'll be worth getting a new one instead of putting that used one on I have. And then in here,
should have ourselves a nice U-joint. Yeah. Get out of here. Let's see the money. Show me the money. Oh. Okay. Nice. Alright, new seals installed on there and on here. Now let's get this new yoke. Oh, yeah. It's not all the way on. Might have to use two hands. We're going to put you down for a second. Put our new yoke on. It moves. Well, it does move. Like, we just can't spin it now because I'm trying to spin the wheels. It came with this really thick washer for behind this nut, but it was so thick I couldn't really, like, the locking part of the nut wasn't really engaging, so I threw the other washer on. At least it's a new nut. Tomorrow we're gonna do this U-joint, put it all back together, and top up the diff. I think that's gonna be the plan. I'm just running out of time today. That's gonna do it for today. So close to getting it done. Things just took a little bit longer between getting parts and then having to do the bearings on that output shaft. So I was hoping to get it wrapped up for you and me today, but tomorrow's another day. We'll finish it up. And then we'll find some more projects to do because it's currently starting to rain, so it's not looking like we'll get in the field tomorrow either. Anyways, guys, you have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.